I'm Terry Melia, Public Relations Manager for the Upper Deck Company. Today, I'm here with Major League Hall of Famer Eddie Murray. We're going to talk baseball, collectibles, and a little bit about autographs. Eddie, first off, let me ask you, since you played 21 seasons in the bigs, you did a lot of great things. You launched 504 home runs. What was your single biggest achievement?
Wow, single biggest one. That's the 500 home runs. That's a tremendous, goal there. I think I came into the game, I was someone who considered myself a hitter. I never forget, I struck out 104 times that year. I never forget, the boys broke a bottle of champagne out on me. I didn't cut that down to 40, I think, one particular year. But, that was something to be proud of, to call yourself a hitter. So, to me, hitters make more contact. And, I wasn't aware of the champagne rule, but I told them that's the last one they break on me.
Let me ask you, as far as playing in the World Series, you competed in 3 different ones. You won it all in 1983. What made that Orioles team different?
1982. We ended that season right there with a 4-game series with Milwaukee, and going into the last ball game, we were dead even. That was Earl's last year right there for the moment, and we lost that last game. I never forget, the word was, he left word for Joe Altobelli to leave us alone. He says, don't mess it up, they're going to win it. And that was just our workmanlike attitude we had.
Let me ask you, as far as around the baseball scene, baseball cards are big. Upper Deck's been around for 20 years. Have you collected baseball cards through your lifetime or autographed memorabilia? And if so, what would you consider to be your most cherished piece?
Well, we collected them. I'm so upset that we destroyed them. We had games in our house, and we played a game we called Topsies, and every now and then somebody from down the street would have some cards, but we would play and we would try and land them on top of each other, and that was the game we played. We had everybody's card. We were big fans of the game. We knew these guys. We knew those numbers on the back, but as far as collecting them, we didn't know to do that.
Let me talk to you about September 6th, 1996. That was the date you hit your 500th career home run. That home run ball actually went up at auction and sold for $500,000. Was that something that really surprised you at the time, or was that just a sign of the times with collectibles and autographs and memorabilia?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a psychic guy that offered that, and to me, he ought to start questioning some people. The thing I remember most about that day, I came in that day, and it's not like getting a base hit. Getting a 3,000 hit and that countdown wasn't as bad. It's just a matter of hitting the ball and getting a hit. But hitting a home run, now I found myself trying. I come off the road trip, and they had orange cars that said Eddie, Eddie all over the stadium, and that bothered me. I said, I haven't had this since my first year, because you had to get that chant down to a silence, and now all of a sudden there was a visual of orange. So I'm here, and that particular day, I'll never forget, I came in, and I told Cal, I says, I'm going to do it this day. I said, I'm going to do it. And we start to run wind sprints that day. And I look up, and they start to do the tribute. The year before, he tied Garrett's record. I broke it that day. And I'm going, oh, no. And he looks at me, and he goes, yep, you already made the call. That particular evening, it was raining. We were playing Detroit. I was able to get it, done that day. But it's amazing at what you do when you're relaxed. And, it was just, everybody was about that question, about hitting that home run. And, if you're constantly hearing about it, you start trying,
Well, that was what's interesting. It was a year to the date that he had broke Lou Gehrig's consecutive games played streak. So September 6th is a big day in Baltimore Orioles history. Let's talk about baseball idols. When you were a kid growing up, who are the guys you tried to emulate and, think about as far as idols growing up?
Well, we knew of Frank Robinson, Brooks. We knew of Hank Aaron. We knew all these guys in growing up. I had an unusual childhood to be the bad boy for my oldest brother's team. And on his team happened to be Doc Ellis, Bob Watson, Bobby Tolan, Reggie Smith.
Wow.
Well, Bobby Darwin. These guys all played in the big leagues. And there's more. I'm just saying, Don Wilson, who threw a no-hitter with Houston, all these guys were on the same team, and we were their bad boys. So that's who we grew up sort of idolizing. We watched them play on Sundays at home. And so you know, when I got to the majors, one of the best greetings I got was Doc Ellis was the first guy, you know, from that era, from my brother's team that saw me, and he was loud. This is my bat boy. And I was like, oh, Doc, you know, and he wouldn't lower it, but you know, it was a fun moment.
Eddie, is there one particular moment in time from your career, whether it be a game or an actual moment from the game, that you can isolate and say that was your most memorable?
Well, as a ball player, we all have that goal to win a World Series. And there's certain people who are fortunate enough to win a couple. You know, I got there 3 times and able to win once. But I tell you, to win it all, that was the greatest feeling because, you know, that was that goal. That was that year. We just lost the last game of the season in '82. We knew '83 was going to play it that way. That particular evening, afternoon, I hit 2 home runs that day. I hit my name, I think, on the second one on the scoreboard. And the funny thing is, it's like there are times in the game and stuff, the guys used to ask me, Ed, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I'm saying, you know, Richie Dower, he came around the night before, I got a hit or something, and he said, how do you feel? I said, I feel pretty good. So he went run around the locker room. The kids guaranteed it, you know. And I'm going, Richie, you know. So we come out. I hit a home run the first time to put us up in the first inning. I hit a home run, and I look down at him in the dugout, and I tell him, that's not it. I come up again. I hit another one. And I sit down, I'm shaking everybody's hand. I call him. I said, that's not it. So I come up. I got one good swing right-handed. And see, that was the thing, you know, I didn't believe in telling people sometimes when you were injured, but I only had one good swing right-handed. So from home plate, you know, as a pitcher warming up, I'm a little bit on the side, and I call him, I get his attention. I said, I got one good swing. I said, I hit it out, and it missed by, you know, a couple of feet in the upper deck. And I go, oh, geez, now I got to try to flip the ball over the right field because my wrist was hurting, and nobody knew. But left-handed, it didn't hurt, but swinging right-handed, it was painful because I figured if people would have known, they would have been flipping me over to the right side all the time. And the thing is, you had to be perfect. You had to play that ball. Otherwise, you're standing up there and down like pain.
Last question for you today, Eddie. As far as Major League records, is there one that you believe will stand the test of time and never be broken? And if so, what would that record be?
Well, if you know, the Cal's consecutive games, I don't think anybody will come close to that. And, you know, that's a little bit of the mold, the way we came up in that Oriole organization. You couldn't do anything if you weren't playing. And technically, I think, you know, it's hard sitting on that bench watching your guys play and you're not able to contribute. And, you know, it's just going to take somebody. I just can't see it. I can't say it's going to take somebody special. That's one that honestly might not be touched.
It'd be somebody very durable if it ever is broken. All right. Well, thanks for your time there, Eddie.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.